Okay guys, so this is part two of my Ottoman Hungarian um, battle, frontier battle, playing with the Baroque system. Uh, okay, we also have a deadly battle cat. Well, we never know what side he might support, or he might decide that neither side is good. Okay, anyway, um, so when we left off quickly, we had just activated the right flank Ottoman battalion and the lead unit, which was already disordered. It took some fire from these Haijuks, and they are now disordered and actually reduced to one VBU. Basically, this means they can only throw one die in combat now. So they're at reduced effectiveness. And now we roll for initiative again and see who will activate. So I'll go ahead and do that live on camera. And red for Hungarians. I should probably get some like dark blue or maybe some other color, because these I decided to use for mostly Poland. Yeah, I should probably get red and white for Poland and some other colors for Hungarians and stuff. But anyway, okay, go ahead and roll. That's 2. Okay, so +2 from their command bonus. That gives them 4. And okay, Ottomans get initiative again. But what's happened is the Ottomans keep winning the initiative somehow. But you know, like over here in Baroque, you can always do reactive fire. So the Transylvanian position might actually help them out. So okay, that means we got to activate a different battalion, and I think we're gonna go over to the left flank battalion over here and go ahead and activate them. And we've already got one unit disordered, so we do have to try and clear that. Now these are Ganulu, so they have a B rating in terms of their morale, and I think that, but they are near their commander, so that might give them a bonus. Let's see. Discipline tests, so they're B, so they need a 4+. -1 if outside command range, which they might be outside the command range of the overall Ottoman commander. But they are near they're near their battalion commander, so they have, yeah, so they're fine actually. Let's see. Yeah, so it's just going to be a 4 and 3, so they do succeed. If it was a 5 or a 6, they would have failed. Or no, wait. Unmodified 1 is always a fail. Unmodified 6 is always a okay. I may have gotten this wrong. So they do fail actually. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, I may have gotten some of the earlier checks wrong because I thought it was a low roll that succeeds. So maybe in part 1 I made some mistakes with that. So I apologize. So rally, fails the test, or if within command radius of its leader, it can attempt to force a rally by rolling as many dice. Okay, so yeah, they're within command range of their leader, so they're going to go ahead and roll roll 2 because it's okay. You cat on the loose. All right. So okay, so they got a 1, so they do clear that disorder, and then I think. Yep, okay, so they can't do any other actions this turn. So I'll go ahead and resolve the other units and then we'll see what happens next. Okay, so I decided we will have some shooting from the Sekbon here, but they are going to take some penalties, so they're not going to really throw many dice. So they've got -2 because they're long range. They didn't move, so they performed 1 movement action, so it's a -1. And they're shooting, let's see, what did I put down for Sekbon? Okay, so they're only going to roll 1 die, but you know, you never know. Could give some disorder to those skirmishers. But wait, if they are, the Hydrix are considered. What did I class the Hydrix as? S for skirmisher. They should kind of have their own class, but anyway, -1 firing against skirmish. So they would have 0. So I don't know if you can. I think you always get at least 1 shot, but let's see. Unit that moves and shoots, shooting modifier. So, okay, yeah, so it does say, in case the number of dice is reduced to 0 or less, 1 die is already rolled anyway. All right, so that's what I figured. So we'll go ahead and roll 1. Okay, so it is a hit. So there's disorder. So that's going to be a -1. And I think what I was saying earlier about the low roll, I think I was confusing the discipline with the cohesion checks. Yeah, the cohesion test is different, so calculate the critical number, so minus damage plus modifiers, so we've got 4. The shot came from long distance or extreme range, so it'd be +2. So it'd be 6. Where the critical number is a 6 or higher, the test failure can only occur with the roll of a 6. With the 6, the test is always failed. Okay, that's what I thought, yeah. So I was confusing the discipline with cohesion, so yeah, so they pass, but they are disordered. So that is useful for the Ottomans at least. Now these other cavalry, I think it's probably better to move them at least a little rather than not at all. So that would be 6, so they're just going to move like basically just behind them. I mean, I guess they could move right up behind them, but probably just better to leave a little bit of space. Okay, so that's that, and then we'll go ahead and do initiative again. I guess those Sekbon or those Hydrix could have done reactive fire, but they didn't. Now, you know what, just keep playing through. So 6, that's 8 Ottoman for the Ottoman initiative. That's 7. Okay, so the Ottomans win initiative yet again. I don't know what's going on with the dice today, but I don't think the Hungarians have won any initiative rolls yet. So, all right, well, go ahead and do that. Do the next Ottoman phase, and then we'll go to go forward. All right, well, this has been a really crazy game because the Hungarian army has still not been able to win an initiative roll. But, you know, at the same time, okay. But at the same time, you know, the Ottomans haven't, it's not like the Ottomans have been able to kind of sweep them from the field yet. Well, yeah, we don't know. Especially as they get closer, I think what could happen, you know, this all depends on the dice, is that the Hungarians can really bring their muskets to bear or evade if they're mounted. And I think skirmishers can evade too. So, like I said, this might actually play into their strengths. Didn't really have much of an eventful turn. These guys did fire their bows into those that infantry column there, the pike and musket infantry column, and but they didn't hit anything, yeah. So go ahead, and we've got another Ottoman turn, and since the right flank activated, I think, and we just did the middle, I think we have to go back over to the left. So go ahead and do that and see what the field is like. All things considered, though, I mean, the Hungarians haven't really haven't taken any significant casualties. So even if they haven't been able to actually make a kind of positive maneuver, they're still doing okay. So we'll go over to the left flank and see what see over here we've got. So go ahead and I'll resolve this and then report back. Okay, so in this turn, really not much has happened yet. The Sekbon did advance and fire, but they can only shoot twice, throw 2 dice because they're firing at skirmishers, and they moved. One thing I need to acknowledge, I think I did make a mistake because in the reactions I have not been rolling for the discipline test, which you need to do to react. So now, though, I think what these Ganulu are going to do is they're going to try and fire their bows at these Sekbon and see if they can inflict any damage. They are at 13 centimeters, and since I'm using the arquebus profile for the archers for both of these for Ottomans. Let's see, so it's between 2 BU but not quite 4, so it's just going to be 0. I think I'm going to call it that. And they throw, but they are shooting at skirmishers, so that would be -1. So I think they're just going to get to roll 4 dice. So Ganulu, yeah, they're just going to roll 4. And they don't get any hits with their arrow bows. And I think I wonder if I want them to. No, I don't think they're going to fire yet. Maybe this is a little gamey, but I'm planning on having them charge. And instead of reacting to the arrows, I think I'm going to have the skirmishers do defensive fire if they're able to do that, or evade. They might not be able. Skirmishers may not be able to do defensive fire. So defensive fire, unit of pike and musket, tercios. Okay, skirmishers can do it. All right, so yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and do that and see if they can inflict defensive fires. I think. Or do I want them to evade? That's a good question, because evasion might be better. I don't know if they can outrun the... You know what, I think it makes more sense for them to stand and shoot, so these Ottomans, they're gonna go ahead and I think they have enough room to charge, but we'll get a roll the, okay. So 6 with the charge bonus, so they would definitely make it. However, let's go see if they can do defensive fire. Hydrics have discipline A, 5. So I think that, yeah, I think even with the penalty from being disordered, they make it. So now as the Ganulu charge in, they're going to go ahead and fire. But I think they're only going to be able to roll 4 shots. If it's defensive fire, arc of fire, indirect fire, defensive fire. All right, so I think that's going to be disorder. Yeah, so they will take a -1 for being disordered. So come on, let's see. Okay, they got 1 hit, so that disorders the Ganulu. And now we're going to do a cohesion check. So they're at -5 minus, so they're at 4. So they need to get a 4 or under. Oh, they get a 6. Okay, so they take, and they're over by 2 from the number that they need to get. So they will take minus, so they are down to 3 for their VBU number. Basically, they take casualties, I mean, but it's a little more abstracted in Baroque. So now I think, does that mean that they have to, let's see, does that mean that they have to retreat? Because I think now we need to figure that out. So I'm going to figure that out. I'm not going to flip. I don't want to do too much more flipping on the, live on the video, but so I'll figure that out and then we'll resolve this combat. Okay, so this is kind of obvious, but I had to check, but yeah, so they did suffer actual losses, these Ottoman cavalrymen, so they're thrown back 1 BU, so 6 centimeters, and the charge is repulsed. So nice little engagement there, although, because the Hungarians haven't been able to maneuver, I mean, these musketeers are getting pretty close, so, yeah. So I think that's all the movement that this Ottoman battalion can do. So go ahead and roll initiative again. Let's see if these guys can do anything. Now the other thing that the problem with the Hungarians, because they haven't been able to get their initiative off, they can't clear any disorder markers. So let's see, that'll be 11 for the Turks, and for initiative, okay, Ottomans get initiative again. So I think we'll go back, let's see, I think we'll go back, cycle back over to the right flank. Okay, so over here we've got this really damaged Ottoman cavalry squadron. They could charge in still, but would they want to? I'm not quite sure what they would want to do. I think, what would they want to do? I can't really think of, so I think what I'll have them do is they could, All right, you know what? I'll have this other squadron just, they're going to advance, I think, one, and let's see, they could charge into this column over here, but I have to check how you handle that. You have a unit that charges into a column. So I think that's in movement. Movement. Firing. Now, knowing these rules a little bit better, I would think that if you charge into a column, the penalty is probably on the column that's charged rather than a bonus, but the potential charge. Now, I don't think that they could do, well, but they're a pike and musket unit, and they've got the pike in the front. So, So it's probably boring to have me flip through things, but I'm also trying to just think out loud as I play through the game. So if I go to the QRS, does it have melee, impetus bonus, let's see, cohesion, charge bonus. Well, you know what? I will go ahead and jump ahead for you guys, and then see what is supposed to happen in this instance where you charge a column. Yeah. Okay, so I think for now I'm just going to say that this squadron of Spahi probably don't want to charge a pike column to begin with. So I'll just leave that for now. Now I did realize what I could have done is have these have these guys over here do opportunity fire on them, and because I haven't written up a real Transylvanian list, I'm using kind of my Polish list. So for these mounted handgunners, I'm going to use the Wallachian cavalry Wallachian style cavalry profile I made up. Which was kind of similar, you know, kind of mounted gunners with bows and carbine, arquebuses and stuff. So, but they are B morale. So let's see, maybe you need a 4+. Maybe they could do some opportunity fire with their arquebuses. Nope. Okay, so no opportunity fire. And these Ottomans over here that are down to 1, I think what I'll do, I think they're just going to try to charge here into this small unit of skirmishers, and they're going to try to attempt defensive fire. Nope, they cannot do it. So and I think I've been forgetting to do those morale checks. I probably already mentioned that, but so they're going to get, yeah, but they are reduced to, they are exhausted, I think, so that is going to make an impact on. Let's see, additional modifiers. Okay, so if you're doing defensive fire, you get a +2, but that, yeah, actually, so they would have gotten defensive fire as these Ottomans charged in, so, because they do, what did I give them? Discipline A, I think, so, yeah, so actually they would be able to, but because they're a small unit, they're only going to get 4 shots off, but I think they have good range, because what do we got? We've got 12, yeah, 12 centimeters, so I think the range is good. For their muskets, and actually that might give them a bonus. Yeah, short range. Okay, so they do get 5. But okay, 1 hit, and that will disorder those guys again. And then they have to, on the cohesion check, they have to do for losses. They have to get a 1 basically. Nope, and they fail, so that unit is routed from purely from defensive fire. So that's actually the first major casualty of the game, and all the more interesting that the Hungarians have not really activated at all. So now we'll go ahead and roll for. Go ahead and roll up initiative again and see what will happen on the next turn. This Ottoman Center Battalion hasn't really done much, mostly because the Hungarians haven't been able to maneuver. So we've got 9 for the Hungarians, and 12 for the Turks. Okay, so all right, so the Ottomans get to move again, and I think we'll go. Yeah, we'll just have this middle battalion move, and yeah, just do that. So it's 12, and I think these guys will. Yeah, they will. I still need to work out like how I want to handle the wheeling and stuff and this with these kind of cavalrymen, because they're not like rigid kind of charge cavalry, as rigid as cavalry can be at the end of the day. But 12. Sometimes I wonder with these some of these rule sets, if over the years writers have kind of projected like assumptions about I don't know, the Napoleonic period or 7 Years of War back onto some of these kind of rules. Anyway, a little opinion on my part. Okay, but that's all they can really do, because they could fire their bows, but they can't really get in range. And like I said, I'm still kind of not sure if I should be able to give like the Lancers the bows. I think they should just have like a penalty. Maybe they'll just -1 since they're Lancers. They got to kind of adjust their equipment to fire effectively. But go ahead and do another initiative roll. So that'll be 10 for the Ottoman. Was that 7? 9 for the Ottomans. And okay, finally. Okay, I feel like I have to show this on camera. Finally, the Hungarians got 12 on their initiative. They finally are able to activate. Also for this Ottoman movement, just go ahead and move the commander up. Finally, they were able to activate. So now we'll see what the Hungarians can do. I'm trying to think who should move first. And I think it'll be the boy, now I can't decide what I want to do, but I'll go ahead and figure it out, and then I'll show you all how I resolve the maneuvers. Okay, so what I decided to do was I had the middle Hungarian battalion activate, and I had the pike and musket unit form up, and So now I think they're going to go ahead and open fire. And I think with muskets, they should be at short range, but let's see, or they'll get one, I think. Now they'll lose one because they moved, technically. They did a formation change. Okay, but they're within 2 BU, they're within 12 centimeters, so that's still short range. So basically, whatever bonus dice they would get are eaten up from that. But I need to actually look in the rules if there's a better profile, because this is like actually a true kind of pike and musket formation. So I think for now, just for this game, I'm just going to use the Imperialist P&M foot profile. They get 6, and they're pike and musket, so they're going to throw 5. Yeah, okay, so they're just going to throw 5. And they don't hit anything anyway, so not really much of a turn. And then now we got to roll initiative again. So it's 10 for the Ottomans, and that'll be 10 for, okay, so it's a tie, so we got to re-roll. Okay, Hungarian's got a 12, so unless the Ottomans tie again, it's going to be another Hungarian turn. Okay, so yep, Hungarians are going to move again, but I think what we'll do is go over here to the left flank, and gonna try to get these Haijuks to rally. So they need a 3, I think. Well, they are disordered, so to rally they need additional modifiers. -1. Okay, so they just need a 3. And they get it, so they rally, so they're no longer disordered. But they can't do anything, obviously. But I think what these guys will do is they will just, I think these mounted Haijuks, which I will use I'll use this. Well, they're still Haijuks, they're just mounted, so I think I'll just give them, their movement will just be 3 instead of 2, since they're kind of like dragoons. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. So they're just gonna, I think they'll just fire, and since they have, yeah, so they have muskets, and they're going to fire from horseback. Well, probably in reality they'd like dismount, shoot, and then move. But yeah, I think they're just going to fire here. So it'll be 12. So they're going to get 5 shots off, plus 1 for being, because they're within short range. Yeah, so they would get 6. Okay, now these guys could evade, I think, technically. But where would they evade to? I guess they'd have to fall back. Okay, yeah, you know what? Just so it's not a, yeah. So I think, let's see if the Ottomans can evade. So they are disordered, and for evasion that requires its own for evasion. Okay, so they would get +2 since they're light cavalry, but a -1 since they're disordered. Light cavalry can evade from shooting and from a charge. Okay, so yeah, okay, so basically they're going to get a +1 to this check to see if they can evade. And 3, so no, they need a 4 because they're B morale. So go ahead and roll for the hijack, mounted hijack shooting. And nope, they don't get any hits, so they survive. And for the rest of this battalion, I think I'm just gonna have this little unit of musketeers move up into, they're just gonna move 6, and then these guys, I'm gonna use that Wallachian cavalry profile. And they can move, 2, so they can move 12. So I think I'm just gonna have them, I think they're just gonna move like that. And then we have, okay, that's pretty long range, so since they're a small unit of musketeers, I think I'm just gonna have them roll, let's see, what did I put down for the, like, Polish? So 5, but they're small, so that's 4. They didn't move, so it'll be 3. Yeah, so 3 shots. Oh, okay, so they do get 1 hit, so 1 hit on these Spahi. So they are disordered. And now we gotta do cohesion. So they need to get a, let's see, these guys are 6, since they're lancers, so they're gonna get a 5 or below. Okay, they pass. Okay, so but they are disordered, so that is something. All right, now let's go ahead and do initiative again. Okay. Wow, this is funny how the dice work, but let's see if the Ottomans tie. Nope. Okay, so now I think we can go to the right flank for the Hungarians, and they can do their movement and whatever else. All right, then I think I'll do that and then jump ahead.